Hey guys, welcome back to Arsenal Career Mode FIFA 22, and this is going to be a very long video. But you know what? This time it's a little bit different than my Arsenal podcast because there's pretty much nothing to be played at the back. But this is something different. Again, this is a video where I kind of want to wrap the whole FIFA 22 up, and of course talking about the Arsenal transfers. Of course, it's been pretty much over a little bit over a week. Actually, no, it's not even over a week, but a little bit under a week since the closure of the transfer window. Of course, I wanna give my opinion. I wanna give my comment in terms of the recruit that we have, and of course my general thoughts of how we did in the transfer window. But before going to that portion of the video, this is a video where I've been wanting to kind of revive it, but of course not very consistent with it because again it's more of it's more of a time where I just need to record it, record all the footages that I need to, and I have to edit it at the same time. Like, I know I have nothing to play for pretty much. Like, you guys can see right here, pretty much simming a lot of games, but at the same time it's just a little bit crappy because by the time when I sim the game, like for example playing against Newcastle United, we lost 2-0 at home, which is something that is very weird. And of course we losing to Portsmouth again right there, so back-to-back loss, which means that we're out of the Carabao Cup and also the FA Cup. By no means that I really don't care about these cups, but the thing that my main objective for this career mode is trying to go back into the Champions League and try to win it this time. Because of course, if you guys did watch my previous Arsenal career mode or season 2, and this is season 3, the season 2 finale, I thought, you know what, it would be the end. It would be the end of the Arsenal career mode, no matter what's the outcome. Turns out I lost to PSG quite a bit. And I thought about, you know what, I'm going to just end it right there. So I did, and I started the whole the road to glory when I brought a career mode. I have so much fun, to be honest. I know I don't get a lot of views on that one, but it's totally fun. It's all about the journey. It's all about the fact that I have fun throughout the whole journey. That was fun. But then it didn't really quite occur to me that I wanted to redo it because I want to quadruple with the when I brought a career mode, which means I can do the same thing. Well, not like winning a treble or anything, but more like winning the Champions League. And you know what? I had motivation to redo the season, but I'm trying to condense it a little bit more. Of course, not playing the Premier League, simming the majority of the Premier League. Actually, no, simming all the Premier League, the cup games, everything. And I solely focused on playing the Champions League game, the group stage, and stuff like that. Even though we have a pretty, I would say a very easy group stage, so didn't quite bother me a lot of times. So I just play it like right now, like the episode 34. I forgot what I recorded, which is quite funny because it shouldn't be that long ago. But the fact that I could have finished this episode a little bit earlier on, but the fact that I still want to give my opinion in terms of the transfer, recruitment over the summer, but I don't want to put it on another video, especially talking about Arsenal. That segment of the that playlist just kind of disappear, I would say, because again I started a new one, the match day preview. It seems like a lot of you guys enjoyed it. Generally, I think in that video, the one that I posted the last time against United where we lost 3-1, I got a pretty good views, 1,500 around that mark. But at the same time, it seems like quite popular, so I'm decided to going to do that more consistently. Hopefully, I am going to watch all the game and pretty much gives my feedback in terms of how the game went, where it went wrong, where it where we did well, and the players comment pretty much. But yeah, right here it is quite weird because at the same time, when talking about FIFA 22 in general, again, like I'm trying to sim all the games, but just wouldn't happen. I was on pretty much on the verge of getting sacked at one point because my rating right there, you can see at the top left, it's like going at 60. I didn't really quite fulfill the objectives in general. But again, it's more about playing the Champions League, right? So the fact that, I assume that simming the majority of the Premier League game because we have a very good squad right here. We signed a lot of good players, Tillemans, Jesus, Nkuku, and also I think Darwin Nunez, and all these good players. We signed all of them. We have a very good team, but the fact that I try to sim the game, we just don't win is because the fact that we don't have a very good morale within the team. So if you have very poor morale, no matter how good your team is based on the rating, it's not going to work out. That's all I know. So I decided the way how I trying to do it. You guys can see earlier on, I try to sim it through the calendar. But right now, I'm pretty much like going into every game and try to sim it at the same time doing the post-match interview to kind of boost up the morale a little bit, so we can so I can win games while simming the games. Yeah, I can win games by simming the games pretty much. But at the same time, going through like the transfers, of course, we received like tons of offers. I didn't record it on screen, but instead. There's just a lot of offers coming in, pretty much we have offers for like Jesus, Odegaard, Martinelli, Smith Rowe, and everybody like that. And the fact that I've been kind of holding on to the offers, the transfer offers for particular players, just didn't quite work out apparently. And you guys can see there's a reason why we're at 60 rated. And I thought, oh my god, is there a way that I can't? Like, is there a point where I just can't finish this career mode because how broken this career mode can be? I just want to sim game. I just want to play Champions League. But of course, that's not how the game would always work. Maybe that's my intention, just trying to play the Champions League. But in terms for the game, they think that, okay, even if you sim the game, at the same time, you need to like taking care of your good players. You have to take care of the team morale and stuff like that. So it's kind of pointless, to be honest. But right now we are moving on. Again, this is a very long video, so I might at one point take some water break because I'm not very good at talking through 30, maybe a little bit more without drinking a sip of water. I'm pretty bad at that, to be honest. But here we go. We are going to talk about the transfers. I'm going to sums up the transfer that Arsenal did over the summer. I would, if you're asking me about a rating, how would I rate this transfer? I would say 7 out of 10. I think earlier on, we did very, very well, to be honest. The fact that we signed 5 players in general. I know some of them were quite of a pre-contract deal. The first one, of course, I won't talk about right here. It's Marquinhos. Again, nobody knew. The majority of Arsenal fans didn't know who Marquinhos is, and I'm not surprised because apparently he's from Sao Paulo, playing for Sao Paulo, but he's a right winger. Apparently, Edu Gasper is trying to build some sort of like connection between Sao Paulo and also Arsenal, which is pretty much what happened to Martinelli, is because of course they sending a scout over to, I forgot where Martinelli play, but again, we're trying to draw more Brazilian blood within Arsenal, which is very interesting because you guys probably remember at one point Arsenal had a majority of the players from France, like back in the late 2000s, early 2010s. You have Samir Nasri, William Gallas, Koscielny Diaby, all these great players. Like that's what Wenger wanted to do, that is having some sort of blood. And at one point we were drawing some English blood as well. You guys know that early 2010s we had Jenkinson, Jack Wilshere, Aaron Ramsey, Kieran Gibbs, all these players, pretty much we have like an English core. And it eventually kind of like drifted out into a German core with like Mesut Ozil, Podolski, and Mertesacker. That was a very short spell. But later on, After Murtasaka retirement, in that short period when Emery comes in, we don't really have like a base. The only thing that you can talk, the only thing that is resemblance to like a core, it's probably French again because you have Nicolas Pepe, you have like I said, and also Aubameyang up front. Of course, the three amigos, but the three musketeers. But in the end, just didn't work out. And right now we have like Brazilian blood. I'm like very very excited. Not just Brazilian, but the fact that having Portuguese as well. Cedric, Fabio Vieira. Pretty much any Portuguese speaking players are just kind of like bonded together, and I love it. Right now we have like Brazilian blood, and when you look at those Brazilian blood, the majority of them might is going to be like the starting 11 for Brazil. Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli, Gabriel, and of course they're Portuguese speaking players. Fabio Vieira, Cedric, and also Marquinhos as well. Right there's like 7 players, right? And this is something that you just got to love it, is because we have some sort of like identity. But the fact that we are a team of young players, it's also very exciting. At the same time, you carry a lot of risk by having inexperience within the team, which is something that I believe Arteta is willing to risk because it is all for like a long-term project. Again, I'm not expecting Arsenal to win the Premier League. I mean, like by the time I'm recording this, it's the 7th of September. Arsenal lost to Manchester United. There are conversations about how Arsenal won 5 games in a row, and there's like fans saying that Arsenal's gonna, going for like going this season unbeaten or winning the Premier League. I was like, there's no way it's gonna happen, because that within that 5 game spell, it's nice to win all those 5 games, but I felt like those 5 games that we just need to really have to win, right? Because the fact that how we strengthen our team, we improve our team, there's no way we are going to let it slip up. And honestly, the United game was disappointing because I think we played quite well, but it's just the fact that just too many touches in the box in general, right? So didn't quite work out, which is totally fine. And again, it's more of a transfer talk. I don't know why I just kind of when talking about something else, but next signing is Matt Turner, and I think I just read something on Twitter saying that there's a reason why Leno left, and it's more of a politics thing with the whole thing involving Matt Turner. And of course, I'm actually scared about that because apparently he is the second goalkeeper, the second choice. I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest, because generally I believe that America do produce some really fantastic goalkeepers in the past. Brett Keller, Brett Fido, Tim Howard, Guzan as well. I'm not saying Guzan is a particularly good player, but American goalkeeper playing the Premier League, it's something that you should watch out for. And Matt Turner is another one. But the fact that we haven't really quite seen Matt Turner, the fact that there's so much at stake in terms of this season, I think that day when against Aston Villa, Ramsdale pulled his hamstring, seems like to be picking up a knock, and I was like, there's no way Matt Turner will be making his debut at the Old Trafford, because again, I don't know, I had never seen him before. Apparently, I heard that he's a very good shot stopper. That's all I heard, but other than that, he hasn't quite got tested so far. But I think in tomorrow, I believe so, Thursday, Arsenal is playing against FC Zurich away from home. I think he might be. It looks very likely that he is going to make a debut for the club, but we would just have to see. But again, Matt Turner, not quite sure about the signing. Letting Bernd Leno go for $3 million is a little bit. I don't know how I think about this still, because it is a massive steal for. It is a massive steal for Fulham to get to get such a good player for such a very cheap deal. And then later on, of course, third signing we made, Gabriel Jesus, something that a player that Arteta has always wanted. I love this player. It seems to be for the past 5-6 games has been very very good for us. He's been like a kind of like a leader for the club as well. But you know what? Still, we need more. We need more from Gabriel Jesus. Yeah, he is very influential on the pitch, but in terms of goal and assist, I hope he's gonna do more because again, Arsenal has been looking for a player like him for so long. And of course, right now we have him, 25-year-old, very good age as well, arriving at his peak of his career. I really do hope that he is going to be a fantastic signing. Hopefully, he's going to win like the signing of the season for us or the player of the season for us and score at least 15 plus goal in all competition. That's all I really hope for. Zinchenko, again, a very smart signing as well. There's a whole saga with Lisandro Martinez. Again, Lisandro Martinez playing as a center back. Again, not a lot of people not quite sure about that approach because the fact that he is not as tall as the other players, which is totally fine. Arsenal went for another direction instead went for Zinchenko. Again, Alessandro was very expensive, 65 million, I believe. So, but Zinchenko is pretty much half of his price, and you just gotta love to see that, to be honest, because I trust the direction that we're going. When you are, when you think the deal is a little bit too much and you don't think it's worth it, and you pull it out and you find like a much cheaper option, it turns out to be quite of a decent player that works with Arsenal tactics, I'm all for it, to be honest. So at that very early period till late July, I love it, to be honest, because the fact that we're so proactive in the market. We started the market very well. Signed Matt Turner, Marquinhos, Jesus, and Fabio Vieira. I forgot talking about him, but Zinchenko was another one that the deal just kind of happened very quickly. Again, a great leader within the team as well, coming from winning side Manchester City. And of course, the last signing that we made was actually Fabio Vieira. That one's out of the blue, and that's the type of signing that Arsenal or fans just love to see. It's things that or a transfer that comes out of nowhere, and that's Fabio Vieira. It happens within like 24 hours. Like I woke up, first thing I always check was on Twitter during like June, July, August times. Like the first thing I want to see is actually I want to go on Twitter and I want to see what kind of update that Arsenal gets, because it seems like the signings will keep coming, right? One point we got Rafinha. There's a whole saga about it. In the end, didn't work out. Of course, Lisandro Martinez as well. But Fabio Vieira is something that it's very exciting because I don't know how to explain to it, but the fact that a signing that came out of nowhere is always like brings you a sort of excitement, right? And Arsenal apparently is very good at that, right? Like with the whole deal with Tomiyasu last season and Thomas Partey 2 seasons ago. And honestly, I really do love it, to be honest. But Fabio Vieira, of course, I can't wait to see more from him. He made a small cameo against United. Seems to be a very decent player. He seems to be a player who loves to take his chances, take more shots than Odegaard. I'm all up for it, but I want to see more from him. And in terms of the outgoing that we did, excuse me, but yeah, we're not very good at selling players. We loan out tons of players. I don't even need to mention all the names, but the two main outgoings that we receive, some funds was pretty much Torreira and also Leno. Again, both of them leave on a very, very cheap deal. And then Maitland-Niles, Pablo Marie Balogun, Tavares, Nicolas Pepe, that's a big one. They all left, for like on loan. Of course, the fact that Arsenal is very, very hard selling players right now is going to be a problem. But right now, pretty much everything is kind of like on a reset button because those players that Arsenal loaned out, eventually we're not going to use them anymore. And hopefully, of course, like Nicolas Pepe, by the time he comes back, next season from Nice. I believe he said 1 more year. I hope he's going to go on with a fee. Same as Maitland-Niles, apparently the contract has been extended, I'm pretty sure, which means that we could potentially get a fee from Southampton. And of course, Balogun has I think he still has a great future for the club, but it really depends. Pablo Marie, apparently Monza or Monzo or something like that, the team that he's playing right now, there's like a clause where obligation to buy if they stayed up, but apparently they still haven't won a single game yet after 3-4 games already, and Pablo Marie is injured pretty much throughout the whole time. So yeah, just some really shitty outgoing, I would say. But it is what it is. We got rid of the player. We got rid of the majority of the players that we want. Not very ideal, but at least it takes off some of the wages, the wage budget. I hope it did. And this is going to be another hot topic. It's the transfer deadline. You guys know that El Neni, it's having a serious issue. Apparently, he could be out for months. Partey was out for weeks, but apparently he might be coming back this week against Everton. Other than that, you have Samuel Lokonga and also Granit Xhaka as the senior players who can play center midfield, and that was about it. We have no players that can replace them. Apparently, Emil Smith-Rowe picked up an injury after a warm down, a warm down against United, which is very troubling right now. We don't have a senior figures in terms of the center back or center midfielder area. In terms of, we have a lot of games to play in this season, including Europa League Cups competition and stuff like that. The fact that Arsenal doesn't have another midfielder kind of pisses me off a little bit, because the fact that we had a whole transfer, well, not a saga, but it's more of a story about how Arsenal was about to sign Tielemans and decided to like leave it till the last minute, because everybody knows that nobody's going to touch Tielemans towards the end, and Arsenal might make a 25 million offer. That was about it. And Arsenal didn't even make an offer because apparently they have raises the price for Tielemans to 35, which is 10 million evaluation, like way off. And then later on, we were linked with a right winger. I forgot his name, the Ukrainian kid. Apparently today he scored a goal and also provided 2 assists for his team. And of course, apparently Arsenal last week might have probably made a 35 million offer, but got rejected. Again, seems like Arsenal doesn't want to overpay the players, which is fine, but in this circumstances, Arsenal is willing to take the risk right here, and I'm not quite sure why. And of course, there's a whole saga about Douglas Luiz in the last 3 minutes, no, 3 hours of the transfer window, we didn't get him, and we made 3 offers, 20. I think it was like 15, 20, 25 in the end. Arsenal didn't go for it.